Yes, friends, good morning. Welcome to Dhruva Edutainment and Vidu classes. Friends, today we are going to discuss about the cardiac cycle, friends. Very, very important SQ, friends, 4 marks question. What is our question, friends? Describe the events in a cardiac cycle. Friends, describe the events in a cardiac cycle. Friends, this question from intermediate second year, unit 2A, body fluids and circulation. Friends, once again, friends, what is our question? Describe the events in a cardiac cycle. Friends, first you know the definition of the cardiac cycle. Friends, see, the cardiac events that occur from beginning of one heartbeat to the next heartbeat are called as what, friends? Cardiac cycle. The cardiac events that occur from beginning of one heartbeat to the beginning of next heartbeat is called as cardiac cycle. Friends, here you have to give one more definition. What is that? One cardiac cycle is defined as the contraction of the two atria. Defined as contraction of the two atria followed by contraction of two ventricles. Okay, friends? You have to write any one of these two definitions, friends. What is the next definition? One cardiac cycle is defined as the contraction of the two atria followed by contraction of two ventricles. Okay, friends? Now, you know, friends, when come to what is heartbeat? One heartbeat has two steps, friends. One is contraction, another one is relaxation. Contraction of heartbeat is called as what, friends? Systole. Relaxation is called as diastole. So one complete heartbeat includes a systole and a diastole. Friends, systole means what, friends? Contraction of the heart. Diastole means relaxation of the heart. Friends, this is about the definition of cardiac cycle. Okay, friends? Now, see, a cardiac cycle has three phases, friends. What are those three phases? Atrial systole, ventricular systole and joint diastole. Friends, ఒక కార్డియాక్ సైకిల్లో మూడు స్టేజెస్ ఉంటాయి, ఫ్రెండ్స్. ఒకటి ఏట్రియల్ సిస్టోల్, దట్ ఈస్ కర్ణికల సంకోచము. రెండోది వెంట్రికులార్ సిస్టోల్, దట్ ఈస్ జఠరికల సంకోచము. థర్డ్ వన్ ఇస్ జాయింట్ డయాస్టోల్ ఆర్ కార్డియాక్ డయాస్టోల్. ఓకే, ఫ్రెండ్స్? Now we'll take one by one. First we'll take atrial systole. Friends, see, whenever you hear the word atrial systole, here you have to write what happened when atria contracts. Friends, atrial systole అన్నప్పుడు ఏం రాయాలి, ఫ్రెండ్స్? మీరు కర్ణికలు సంకోచించినప్పుడు జరిగే ఏమేమి మార్పులు అయితే జరుగుతాయో అదంతా మనం ఇక్కడ రాయాలి, ఫ్రెండ్స్. ఏట్రియల్ సిస్టోల్, కర్ణికల సంకోచము. యు నో, ఫ్రెండ్స్, వాట్ ఆర్ ఏట్రియా? ద అప్పర్ టూ చాంబర్స్ ఆఫ్ ది heart is called as what, friends? Atria. The atria are what, friends? They are the receiving chambers. You know it, friends. They receive blood from, for example, you see, right atrium receives blood from various body parts, that is impure blood. Left atrium receives oxygenated blood from lungs. You know it, friends. When the atria are filled with blood, they have to contract. So that is about what, friends? Atrial systole. Okay, now we'll take one by one, friends. First you take atrial systole. Contraction of atria, friends. Contraction of atria is called atrial systole. Friends, కర్ణికల సంకోచాన్ని మనం ఏమంటున్నాం, ఫ్రెండ్స్? ఏట్రియల్ సిస్టోల్ అంటున్నాం, ఫ్రెండ్స్. You see, action potential generated by SAN stimulates atria to contract. Friends, you know what is SAN, friends? Sinoatrial node. It is present in the right upper corner of the right atrium. This SAN is also called as pacemaker, friends. It initiates cardiac contraction or a heart contraction. That SAN produces what friends? Action potential. So action potential generated by SAN means here signals are produced by whom friends? By the SAN. Those signals we are calling them as action potential. Action potential generated by SAN stimulates atria to contract. Friends, when atria contracts friends, when SAN generates action potential, that action potential reaches the two atria, then the two atria contracts. So once again friends, action potential generated by SAN, that is sinoatrial node, stimulates atria to contract. Okay friends, ఎప్పుడైతే SAN నుండి యాక్షన్ పొటెన్షియల్ ఉత్పత్తి అవుతుందో, యాక్షన్ పొటెన్షియల్ ఏమవుతుంది ఫ్రెండ్స్? కర్ణికలు, రెండు కర్ణికలు చేరుతుంది, కుడి కర్ణికకి ఎడమ కర్ణికకి, ఫలితంగా కర్ణికలు సంకోచిస్తాయి ఫ్రెండ్స్. ఓకే, నౌ హియర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, యూ హ్యావ్ టు రిమెంబర్, డ్యూరింగ్ ఏట్రియల్ సిస్టోల్ ఓన్లీ 30% of the blood, friends, this is very very important friends, only 30% of the blood flow into the ventricles friends, only 30% of the blood flow into the ventricle. That is very very important. So we have a misconception friends, when atria contracts 100% of blood reaches to the ventricles, but that is not correct friends. When atria contracts during atrial systole, only 30% of the blood flow into the ventricles. ఫ్రెండ్స్, ఎప్పుడైతే కర్ణికలు సంకోచిస్తాయో కర్ణికల నుండి జఠరికలలోకి 30% బ్లడ్ మాత్రమే చేరుతుంది. ఓకే ఫ్రెండ్స్, రిమైనింగ్ 70% జాయింట్ డయాస్టోల్లో చేరుతుంది ఫ్రెండ్స్. దిస్ ఎంసెట్ అండ్ నీట్ క్వశ్చన్ ఫ్రెండ్స్. కర్ణికల సంకోచ సమయంలో, ఏట్రియల్ సిస్టోల్ సమయంలో ఓన్లీ 30% బ్లడ్ మాత్రమే కర్ణికల నుండి జఠరికలకు చేరుతుంది. దిస్ ఇస్ వెరీ 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 ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఫ్రెండ్స్. వన్స్ అగైన్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, డ్యూరింగ్ ఏట్రియల్ సిస్టోల్ ఓన్లీ 30% of the blood flow into the ventricles. Okay friends, see friends, remaining 70% of the blood flow into the ventricles during joint diastole. Means what friends? Before atrial systole only. Friends, ఇది very very important friends. 30% blood మాత్రమే ఏట్రియల్ నుండి వెంట్రికల్స్లోకి ఏట్రియల్ సిస్టోల్ సమయంలో చేరుతుంది. రిమైనింగ్ 70% ఎప్పుడు ఫ్రెండ్స్? జాయింట్ డయాస్టోల్లో మాత్రమే చేరుతుంది. ఓకే ఫ్రెండ్స్, దట్ ఈస్ వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. Now see the points, important points which occur in that atrial systole. Friends, కర్ణికలు సంకోచించినప్పుడు మనకు జరిగే మార్పు చూద్దాం ఫ్రెండ్స్. atrial systole. See, it lasts about 0.1 seconds. So what is the duration of the atrial systole friends? It's 0.1 seconds only. The duration of the atrial systole is 0.1 seconds friends. You know friends, cardiac cycle requires 0.8 seconds. For completion of one cardiac cycle, we need 0.8 seconds friends, in which 0.1 seconds for atrial systole, 0.3 seconds for ventricular systole, 0.4 seconds for joint diastole. So for completion of atrial systole, it requires how much time friends? Only 0.1 seconds. Friends, కర్ణికల సంకోచానికి పట్టే కాలము జస్ట్ 0.1 seconds మాత్రమే ఫ్రెండ్స్. డ్యూరింగ్ ఏట్రియల్ సిస్టోల్ బోత్ ఏట్రియా కాంట్రాక్ట్స్. కర్ణికల సంకోచంలో ఏం జరుగుతుంది ఫ్రెండ్స్? బోత్ ఏట్రియా, టూ ఏట్రియా కాంట్రాక్ట్స్. Ventricles are in diastole or in relaxed state. When atria are in systolic state, ventricles are in relaxed state, that is in diastolic state friends. During atrial systole, blood pump into respective ventricles. Means what friends? From right atria, blood enters into the right ventricle. From left atrium, blood enters into the left ventricle. So when atria contracts, blood enters into the respective ventricles. Friends, కర్ణికలు సంకోచించినప్పుడు కుడి కర్ణిక నుండి రక్తము కుడి జఠరికలోకి, ఎడమ కర్ణిక నుండి రక్తము ఎడమ జఠరికలోకి ప్రవేశిస్తుంది. సీ ఫ్రెండ్స్, బ్లడ్ పంప్ ఇంటూ రెస్పెక్టివ్ వెంట్రికల్స్. నెక్స్ట్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, ట్రైకస్పిడ్ అండ్ బైకస్పిడ్ వాల్వ్స్ ఓపెన్. సీ ఫ్రెండ్స్, ట్రైకస్పిడ్ అండ్ బైకస్పిడ్ వాల్వ్స్ ఆర్ ఆల్సో కాల్డ్ యాజ్ atrioventricular valves. Tricuspid valve is present between right atrium and right ventricle. Bicuspid valve is also called as mitral valve. It is present between left atrium and left ventricle. When atria contracts, what happens friends? This tricuspid and bicuspid valves open. Then only the blood enters into the ventricles from the atria. Next, see friends, Eustachian and sebaceous valve closed. See friends, Eustachian valve is present at the opening of the postcaval vein. Sebaceous valve present at the opening of the coronary sinus. These two valves are present in the right atrium. You know friends, eustachian valve and sebaceous valves closed. Next friends, semilunar valves closed. Friends, semilunar valves are present in the ventricles. They are at the pulmonary aorta and systemic aorta. They are closed. Okay friends, these are the important points of atrial systole. Once again friends, it lasts about 0.1 seconds. Both atria contracts. Ventricles are in diastole or relaxed state. Blood pump into respective ventricles. Tricuspid and bicuspid valves open. Eustachian and sebaceous valves closed. Semilunar valves closed. You have to write these 7 points friends for atrial systole. Okay. Now come to ventricular systole friends. Ventricular systole friends, what means what friends? Jatarikala sankochamo friends. Jatarikala sankochamo friends. What is ventricular systole friends? Jatarikala sankochamo. See, contraction of ventricles is called ventricular systole friends. Ventricular systole means what friends? Contraction of ventricles. Jatarikal sankocham, jatarikal sankocham antam friends. So here it happens how friends? Action potential from SAN reach AVN friends. From AVN reach his bundles. From his bundles reach Purkinje fibers and stimulates ventricles to contract. See friends, action potential. We have a nodal tissue or conducting system. There the action potential generated in the SAN friends. SAN to AVN. AVN to his bundles friends. His bundles to bundle branches. There to Purkinje fibers. Then the ventricles contract friends. Friends, jatarikal sankocham ఎలా జరుగుతుంది ఫ్రెండ్స్? మనకి సైనోఏట్రియల్ నోడ్లో యాక్షన్ పొటెన్షియల్ జనరేట్ అయ్యి అది ఏవిఎన్కి చేరుతుంది. దట్ ఈస్ ఏట్రియో వెంట్రికులర్ నోడ్కి చేరుతుంది. ఏట్రియో వెంట్రికులర్ నోడ్ నుండి బండిల్స్ ఆఫ్ హిస్ చేరుతుంది. బండిల్స్ ఆఫ్ హిస్ నుండి బండిల్ బ్రాంచెస్ చేరుతుంది. బండిల్ బ్రాంచెస్ నుండి పర్కింజే ఫైబర్కి చేరుతుంది. మీ అందరికీ తెలుసు ఫ్రెండ్స్, పర్కింజే ఫైబర్స్ ఎక్కడ ఉంటాయి ఫ్రెండ్స్? ఎండోకార్డియం క్రింది వైపున ఉంటాయి జఠరికలలో, జఠరిక గోడలలో. ఫలితంగా ఏమవుతుంది ఫ్రెండ్స్? జఠరికలు సంకోచిస్తాయి. నా ఫ్రెండ్స్, డ్యూరింగ్ వెంట్రికులర్ సిస్టోల్, వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్, వన్ మోర్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్. ఫస్ట్ హార్ట్ సౌండ్, దట్ ఇస్ లబ్ ఈజ్ ప్రొడ్యూస్డ్. See friends, during ventricular systole, first heard sound, that is lub is produced. ఎప్పుడైతే వెంట్రికల్స్ జఠరికలు సంకోచిస్తాయో, జఠరికల సంకోచ సమయంలో మొదటి హృదయ స్పందనము లేదా మొదటి స్పందనము, వాట్ ఇస్ దట్ ఫ్రెండ్స్? శబ్దము, హృదయ స్పందన శబ్దం ఉత్పత్తి అవుతుంది. అదేంటి ఫ్రెండ్స్? మనకి లబ్, ఎల్యుబి లబ్. డ్యూరింగ్ వెంట్రికులర్ సిస్టోల్ first heard sound, that is lub is produced. How it is produced? ఆ లబ్ అనేది ఎలా వస్తుందో చూద్దాం ఫ్రెండ్స్ మనం. Closure of AV valves. Friends, AV valves means what? Atrioventricular valves. They are present between atria and ventricles. What are they friends? Tricuspid valve and bicuspid valve. Friends, మీరు atrioventricular valves అన్న రాయండి, లేదా tricuspid valve, bicuspid valve అన్న రాయండి. సో మొదటి హృదయ శబ్దము, హృదయ స్పందన శబ్దం ఎప్పుడు వస్తుంది ఫ్రెండ్స్? మనకి ఏవి వాల్వ్స్ క్లోజ్ అయినప్పుడు వస్తుంది. ఆ శబ్దం పేరు ఏం పేరు ఫ్రెండ్స్? లబ్. సో క్లోజర్ ఆఫ్ ఏవి వాల్వ్స్ ఆర్ ట్రైకస్పిడ్ వాల్వ్ అండ్ బైకస్పిడ్ వాల్వ్స్ ప్రొడ్యూస్ లబ్ సౌండ్. ఓకే ఫ్రెండ్స్, నౌ యు సీ దట్ వాట్ హ్యాపెన్ డ్యూరింగ్ ద వెంట్రికులర్ సిస్టోల్. జఠరికలు సంకోచించినప్పుడు ఏం జరుగుతుందో చూద్దాం ఫ్రెండ్స్ మనం. ఇట్ లాస్ట్ అబౌట్ 0.3 seconds. సో వెంట్రికులర్ సిస్టోల్ requires 0.3 seconds friends. In this both ventricles contract. Atria in diastole. See friends, when ventricles are in systolic stage, atria in diastolic stage friends. When ventricles are contract or when during ventricular systole, blood pumped into respective aorta. What are those aorta friends? One is pulmonary aorta and the other one is systemic aorta. From right ventricle, blood enters into the pulmonary aorta. From there it reaches to the lungs for purification. From left ventricle, blood enters into the systemic aorta, that is oxygenated blood. The systemic aorta supplies oxygenated blood to the various body parts. So friends, when ventricular systole, blood pumped into respective aorta. ఎప్పుడైతే జఠరికలు సంకోచిస్తాయో రక్తం ఎక్కడికి వెళ్తుంది ఫ్రెండ్స్? మహాధమనిలోకి వెళ్తుంది. ఏంటి ఫ్రెండ్స్ అవి? ఒకటి పుంస మహాధమని, ఇంకోటి దైహిక మహాధమని. ఓకే ఫ్రెండ్స్, నౌ Next friends, tricuspid and bicuspid valves closed. During ventricular systole, very very important friends. Tricuspid and bicuspid valves present between atria and ventricles, they are closed. Next friends, semilunar valves opened. See friends, semilunar valves opened. That is about what friends? Ventricular systole. Come to joint diastole friends. Friends, it is also called as cardiac diastole. Friends, joint diastole means diastole of atria and ventricles. Diastole of atria and ventricles is called as joint diastole. It is also called as cardiac diastole friends. Cardiac diastole. కర్ణికల సడలిక జఠరికల సడలికలను కలిపి ఏమంటాం ఫ్రెండ్స్ మనం సంయుక్త సడలిక లేదా హృదయ సడలిక అంటాం ఫ్రెండ్స్. ఓకే, జాయింట్ డయాస్టోల్ మీన్స్ relaxation of atria and relaxation of ventricles. See friends, joint diastole means what friends? Relaxation of atria and relaxation of ventricles. Okay friends, in this joint diastole, see friends, atria and ventricles are in the relaxed state, you know it. During this phase, blood through veins enter into the, blood through veins enter into the respective atria from their respective ventricles. Joint diastole ఏమవుతుంది ఫ్రెండ్స్? Blood through veins enters into the respective atria. You know friends, precaval vein and postcaval vein carry blood from body parts to the right atrium. Pulmonary veins carry blood from lungs to the left atrium. So during this phase, blood through veins enter into the respective atria from their respective ventricles. Okay friends, that is what friends, that's 70% of the blood, you know it friends. Next, during ventricular diastole, second heart sound, that is dup, is produced. Friends, first heart sound is produced during ventricular systole. Second heart sound, that is dup, is produced ventricular diastole. One is systolic sound, another one is diastolic sound. Okay friends, during ventricular diastole, second heart sound, that is dup, is produced. See friends, closure of semilunar valves, friends, closure of semilunar valves produce dup sound. See, when we will get second sound friends? When the semilunar valves close their respective openings, we will get the second heard sound, that is dup, D-U-P, dup. Next is, no blood flows out of ventricles because semilunar valves are remain closed. During joint diastole, no blood flows out of ventricles friends. Because of what friends? Because semilunar valves are remain closed. Friends, joint diastole లో ఏమవుతుంది ఫ్రెండ్స్, మనకి వెంట్రికిల్స్ నుండి బ్లడ్ బయటికి పంపించబడదు. కారణం ఏంటి ఫ్రెండ్స్? ఆ యొక్క సెమిల్యునార్ వాల్స్ ఆ యొక్క రెస్పెక్టివ్ ఓపెనింగ్స్ని క్లోజ్ చేసి ఉంటాయి కాబట్టి. నెక్స్ట్ ఫ్రెండ్స్, డ్యూరింగ్ జాయింట్ డయాస్టోల్ 70% of the blood flow into the ventricles. During joint diastole, 70% of the blood flows into the ventricles. See friends, 30% of the blood flows into the ventricle during atrial systole, 70% of the blood flows into the ventricle during joint diastole. Okay friends, this is about the cardiac cycle friends. You have to write this up for IP friends. Next friends, this is, now you see this. What are the things happen in the joint diastole? It lasts about 0.4 seconds. Two atria and two ventricles are in relaxed state. Blood from venae cavae and pulmonary veins enter into the respective atria. What are venae cavae friends? Precaval vein and postcaval vein. From precaval vein, postcaval vein, blood enters into the right atrium. From pulmonary veins, blood enters into the left atrium friends. Blood from atria enters into the respective ventricles. From right atrium, blood enters into the right ventricle. From left atrium, blood enters into the left ventricle. Tricuspid and bicuspid valves opened, semilunar valves closed. Okay friends, this is about what friends? This is about cardiac cycle friends. You have to write this only for IP friends, in IP. Now we'll come to some important MSET and NEET questions friends. Friends, now we'll for MSET and NEET. See friends, very very important. One heartbeat is equal to one systole plus one diastole. What is heart rate friends? Number of heartbeats per minute. Number of heartbeats per minute. Minute means what, friends? 60 seconds. Heart rate means what, friends? 72 times divided by 60 seconds. So it requires what, friends? 0.8 seconds. Heart rate is equal to number of heartbeats per minute, friends. That is 72 times, friends. Heart rate is equal to 72 times per 60 seconds. Now come to time required per one heartbeat, friends. For 72 times, in 1 minute our heart is contracting, relaxing 72 times, friends. So how much time required for one heartbeat? See, friends, this is what, friends? 0.8 seconds. See, friends, 0.8 seconds. So hence duration of the one cardiac cycle is about 0.8 seconds. What is the duration of the cardiac cycle, friends? 0.8 seconds. See, friends, one cardiac cycle has 3 stages. Atrial systole 0.1 seconds, ventricular systole 0.3 seconds, joint diastole or cardiac diastole 0.4 seconds. You add these 3, friends, it becomes 0.8 seconds. 0.1 plus 0.3 plus 0.4. This is for one cardiac cycle, friends. So now you take the atrial time, friends. See atrial time, friends. Atrial systole 0.1 seconds, atrial diastole 0.7 seconds. See, friends, for atrial systole we require only 0.1 seconds. Remaining 0.7 seconds it is in the diastolic state, friends. So what is the atrial time? Atrial systole 0.1 seconds, atrial diastole 0.7 seconds. Total 0.8 seconds, friends. See, friends, atrial diastole is equal to what, friends? Ventricular systole plus joint diastole. You know, friends, atrial diastole is 0.1 second, 0.7 seconds. Means what, friends? In that ventricular systole 0.3 seconds plus joint diastole 0.4 seconds becomes 0.7 seconds. Atrial systole, friends, what is the time for cardiac cycle? 0.8 seconds minus ventricular systole plus joint diastole, that is 0.3 plus 0.4 minus 0.8 becomes 0.1 seconds. Now see ventricular time, friends. Ventricular systole 0.3 seconds, ventricular diastole 0.5 seconds, total become 0.8 seconds, friends. So ventricular diastole 0.5 seconds means what, friends? During this stage atrial systole 0.1 seconds, joint diastole 0.4, it becomes 0.5 seconds. Now ventricular systole 0.3 seconds is equal to cardiac cycle 0.8 seconds minus atrial systole plus joint diastole, it becomes what, friends? 0.3 seconds. Okay. See, friends, cardiac cycle, total cardiac cycle. See, friends, total cardiac cycle 0.8 seconds, friends. For atrial systole 0.1 seconds. For ventricular systole 0.3 seconds. Okay, friends. For ventricular diastole 0.7 seconds. Okay, friends. Sorry, 0.4 seconds. 0.1, 0.3 and 0.4. 1, friends. 1, 2, 3, friends. 1, 2, 3, 4. 0.1 seconds for a ventricular systole, 0.3 seconds for ventricular 0.1 seconds for atrial systole, 0.3 seconds for ventricular systole, 0.4 seconds for ventricular diastole. Okay, friends, this is about the cardiac cycle, friends. Okay, friends, once again you see the definition, friends. What is cardiac cycle? Once you go through it, friends, very, very important 4 marks question. The cardiac events that occur from beginning of one heartbeat to the beginning of next heartbeat is called as what, friends? Cardiac cycle. Okay, friends. Thank you. Good day, friends.